Okay.
Great. Thank you again for the chance to do this with you. Great. Let's get started. I'm reading from the script again. Your first task will be converting an implementation of the priority queue data structure from Java to Python, and you'll
Okay.
do this one with the AI support. Your second task will be converting an implementation of the tree or try data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do that one without the AI support. We'll also take a brief break between the two tasks, since the session will take about 2 hours. First,
Gotcha.
let me tell you a little bit more about this code translation task. The task is to produce a complete and working Python translation within 30 minutes. By complete, I mean that all of the functionality and all the documentation from the Java code should be translated. And by working, I mean that the Python code should be tested for correctness. As I mentioned earlier, there's more work to do to accomplish an absolutely perfect translation than what you can do in 30 minutes, than what anybody can do in 30 minutes. So really, I'm asking you to just do as much as you can in the time that you have. There may be trade-offs in how you spend your time, such as whether you choose to translate all of the functionality first or to translate a portion of it while testing it to make sure that it works. How you navigate this trade-off is completely up to you. There are a few other things that I should mention about this task. Number one, you'll be using an online version of the VS Code editor in the study, which has a few minor differences from the desktop app. In general, all of the menu commands and keystrokes are available and should just work, but please do let me know if you encounter any difficulties.
Okay.
I won't be able to answer any technical questions about the code or what it's supposed to do, but I can tell you that the Java part of this, the Java implementation, the code you'll see, is correct.
Okay.
When you make the translation, please try to preserve the naming of the class and method names, but we are less concerned with how you name things than with what you write. You can also use whatever resources you feel would be helpful, such as searching the web or Stack Overflow, or running any of the code, since we've installed Java and Python in the editor. I'll give you a 5-minute warning. Oh my goodness, and my timer disappeared. So I will find another way of giving you a 5-minute warning when the time is
Okay.
almost up, so that you know to
Yeah.
start wrapping up your work. Wonder
Okay.
where the timer went. Well, not anybody's problem to solve at the moment. Okay. Um, we also ask that as you work on the tasks, you think out loud and tell us about what you're thinking and what you're doing. This really helps us to understand how you approach the task and what you're thinking about as you do it. If you're
Hmm.
quiet, I will remind you to keep thinking out loud. Do you
Sure.
have any questions before we get started?
Do you have a browser preference?
Chrome works probably best, but
Okay. Let me get an instance of Chrome here.
thank you for asking that.
Yeah, because I use Firefox mostly for work, and I know sometimes things prefer Chrome.
I think I've seen most of the sessions that I've been involved in using Chrome, so probably
Okay.
be safer if we do that, if you don't mind.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, now I'm reading. Oh, I'm not supposed to read this to you, but I'll read it out loud anyway. Have them share their screen. So if you would start to do screen sharing, that would be lovely.
Okay. So,
Thank you very much. Um, and as soon as we get the editor up, let's check resolution, because of course it won't help us to record the session if we can't read it. So
that's
I
true.
may ask you to make the character size bigger. We'll do a
Mhm.
check. Um, Sorry, and the instructions have changed a little bit since the last time that I did this, so I'm actually checking through this. Have you used VS Code before?
Yes.
Great. All right. So you know about the hamburger menu in the top left and so on.
Sure.
Okay. Um, good. So let's begin then with the priority queue. And so now I get to read again. In this task, you'll translate the priority queue data structure from Java to Python with the help of an AI code translation system. This system is able to automatically translate the code from Java to Python, but it's not a perfect system, so the translated code may contain errors. This is very
Mhm.
realistic, unfortunately, for the state of the art. We use this system ahead of time to create a Python translation for you, which you'll see when you open the editor.
Oh,
How you
interesting.
use this translation to help you complete the task is entirely up to you.
Okay.
Um, and for this task, please put your solution in the priorityqueue.py file.
Okay.
So now I'm going to copy a link into the chat and ask you to go to that link, and that should be the editor, the VS Code editor, loaded appropriately and ready to go.
Right. Oh, and it just opened in Firefox. Let me copy that link.
Okay, good point.
And see loading. Here it goes. Okay, so this is
Okay.
actually a web implementation. Okay.
And if it's possible for you to zoom in a little bit, that will
Yeah,
make it
absolutely.
easier for us to do data scoring. Again, we're not scoring you. Perfect.
Right.
We're just
By the
scoring
way.
the technology. Um, I'm going to be typing away like crazy, keeping manual notes in addition to the recording. So let me know, please, if my keystroke noise is in any way interfering with your thought processes. I've got the headset on so that I hope that will not actually be a problem, but it's up to you to decide whether it's a problem, not up to me.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
So you mentioned that there was one that was already translated. Is that this priority queue AI file?
that is that is correct.
Okay.
And so how
And
you
it's
use that, whether you use that is your decision. No right answers, no wrong answers.
sure.
Okay, great. Then I think we're ready to begin. And if you're ready to begin.
I guess, sure, yeah.
Okay, then I'm starting the timer now, and let's begin.
All
So
right.
if you'll just work and think out loud as you work, I will take copious notes, and if you don't have any procedural questions, again, I can't handle technical questions, but if you have procedural questions, I will try to answer them. Otherwise, I won't say anything for 25 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to read the comment here. Java code implements a priority queue. Okay, array list based implementation. I'm going to take array list in Python means list, and there's no extra things on top of that that we need to worry about. Comparable, I would assume in Python would be implements or overrides some sort of equals operator. And then priority queue allows one to store comparable elements, remove them in the order defined by the comparator. Okay, I think I need to read this in the code to understand exactly what that means. Implementation removes the highest order priority items first. Okay, and then insertion and removal are order log n. Okay, so yep, okay. Array list of type T is a heap. Okay, so and just like glancing through here real quick, this one, okay, yep, on a init would have that. That's fair. And when he is constructed, he just initializes the heap as we expect. Initializes it to empty, no optimizations. We're inserting an item, so we get an index based off the heap size. Add item. Okay, so well, you know what? I'm gonna see. Let's we'll copy this comment because why not? And then this is gonna be more or less turned into a Python string, and we're gonna change Java to Python, and then say list-based implementation. Um, I'll take a look, and he probably doesn't know about the equals operator, I would guess. Yeah, I don't see anything about the equals operator. Okay, that's fine. Let me see if I remember my Python document. Okay, so Python equal the underscore score equals. I'm not sure exactly. Python comparable object. Okay. Yeah, somebody's saying something about that in Stack Overflow. And that's what I was thinking. There's the underscore EQ. Now, that just tells you whether something is equal to something. It doesn't tell you whether something is, quote, greater than or less than, which means that if we were trying to do some sort of tree implementation, we would need something slightly better than this. Underscore CMP does look like a better solution. Let's see if that gives me what we want. Oh, it's no longer honored in Python 3. Huh. Okay. Python 3 is dropped and can implement EQ not equal only one of the ordering operators. Interesting. Total ordering. Now, this doesn't give me any information about whether it's going to be in Python 3 or Python 2, but I'm going with Python 3 because that is the better Python. I say in air quotes. Do not quote me on that. Actually, I don't. Well, okay. So snake. I think we're going to continue the use of the. Tab this over. Stars are not necessary, but delete those. And then, all right. So we still need to figure out what he tells us we should be doing with this total ordering. Func tools dot total ordering decorator to fill in the rest. Okay. I like that. I'm not sure if this will work, but you know, this seems almost like real documentation. I'd be led to believe it's real. So there's just an underscore less than operator that we would need to support. And underscore repr is kind of, sort of. Okay. I'll come back to that because I do want to actually support the idea that we are following here. So let's create underscore init. Thank you. And self. Does init take self? It's been a while. It does. Okay. And he's just going to say self. Oops. My keyboard is very slightly broken and it inserts characters when they shouldn't be, or duplicates some characters. Thank you, macOS, for that. Or I probably just Macintosh in general. Self dot and we'll call it underscore heap because it's an internal thing, right? Yeah, it's private. I think it's just underscore heap equals a list. Okay, so that's our translated init. Insert. So this is also a public. It's public. So insert and item. We also need self because this is a method for that. Okay. And we get the index. So index equals self dot underscore heap. And we're going to get the length of that. Okay. let's see, we add something, sure. Let's see. So he just goes straight in and adds it. Okay. All right. Dot append item. And then this is where things get interesting. This is going to be horribly optimized if I translate it directly into Python code, but okay. All right. This is where I have fun. Just copy and paste this. Wow. Parent index equals index minus 1 divided by 2. Now this is okay. Ha. This is because it's an integer. We need to do some sort of thing to make sure he doesn't put in a 0.5 somewhere in there. I'm just going to be like real simple and stupid here. Internal that. Okay. Parent. So, okay. Parent is heap sub parent index. And that's not what I intended to do. I should have been sorry about that. Okay. That probably works. If parent dot compare to item is 0 or less than 0. Okay, so this would be equivalent if parent is less than item, I believe. And now this is where things are a little bit interesting because, you know, this assumes that item is, or the object that item is can be less than or equal or greater than an item. So one would hope. That, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's go in there. Okay. So heap sub parent index equals item. I mean, I'm just having fun here, right? Parent heap. I need to know to do that better. Do like that, and then it works, right? So for those of you listening on the recording, I am attempting to directly turn the Java into Python. Now this, oh, I see. Okay. Yep. And when I put in the little guy into translating that set function to just a direct list operation, I have to put the brackets around the index, and I was doing it inefficient way before. Okay. I have no idea how we're doing on time, and I'm
That I
going to
can
keep
tell you, you've been doing this for 12 minutes so far.
Okay, so we've done 1.5 functions here in 12 minutes. Okay, just copy that. Paste this, and we'll do any other operations later. Okay. And remove. Oh, and because he just removes the yeah, he's got a specific order in which he does that. Okay. And I just realized I put the comment for the wrong thing here. All right, I'm gonna move this comment down. And we'll come back and grab the other comment. Copy that. There. How about that? All right. Okay. Remove he is going to, yeah, there's no such thing as undefined. If when self dot square heap 0, return none. And then this is where he's like doing a bit of mathifying stuff. Sure, don't mind that. Okay. So index is one heap minus 1. And then just get an element, heap sub 0. Again, when you do that dot get method, you can just put the square brackets around the value here. So, and then just delete that. And for all these places where we're using just heap here, oh boy, okay. This is going to actually be self dot underscore heap. And he doesn't know how to do that. That's dumb. Okay. And I'm realizing that we're hitting that in a bunch of places. All right, you know what? We're going to come back to this later, and I'm going to try to do this all in one fell swoop. Okay, and then again, when he does a set 0, it's just going to be like that. Remove. I think that's still the same. Python remove. Take a sneak peek at the one here. If he does that, he says pop. Oh, cause yeah, I guess pop is correct. Yeah. All right. Oh, and he's calling some method called heapify, which I haven't implemented yet here. Yeah, it's down here. Okay. Right. So let's grab that one too. You know, I bet I could come back in here and do like a quick find and replace on all these dot size, but for the sake of inefficiency, I'm just going to do this. Okay, and then I'm jumping over to heapify because I want something that works, at least for what I can do. And I want that soon. Def heapify self. Oh, yeah, right. Index size. And is this public? No, it's private. I mean, if we're following API guidelines, private methods aren't really a thing in Python, but if we don't want someone implementing it, you can put the underscore in front of it or something like that. I only sort of understand this. I don't claim to be an expert. Oh yeah, let's copy the comment. Okay. And then here we've got this code. Lots of curly braces in here, which is going to be always very fun to deal with. Size is greater than 0. Anytime we have an int, we can just delete it. Oh, except when it's inside of a word, so we can't delete it. Anytime we have an int, hold on. How about that? The int somewhere else here? No. Okay, that's gone. Index. Anytime we have a curly brace, no, they're not called curly braces, they're called semicolons. Yes, I'm going to get faster at this by the time we get to the next, next time around, I'm sure. Parent heap.get. I bet Just call it square bracket there. And this is where I'd like to just be able to put the other side in, but we're hitting this in so many different places here. Okay. Okay. Compare to is greater than 0. So that would just be the same thing as greater than pair. So could be completely wrong. Do, do, do. Okay, so this is getting a lot more Python looking. Like that. You look at you. If it's not equal, oh, that's interesting. Oh, because it's yeah, whatever. Okay. He's doing a set, so heap sub index heap sub. I've done this thing wrong so many times. I still haven't learned my heapify, and so now he's recursively calling himself self.heapify. Okay. It's going to be underscore heapify because it's internal. Okay. This is going to have to be int. And then parent, I don't need a type T there. Okay. Do. I like to believe that that's close enough. Okay. And now all these places where we refer to heap, we're doing it wrong. Heap really should be self._heap. So what I could do if I take self._heap and just turn that to heap, and then take heap. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's fine. Self._heap. And then this guy also doesn't need to self._heapify. Okay. So that does look better, I do think. So we've got a base functionality here, I believe. I'm just going to scroll through the other methods left. Add all, enumerate is empty. Peak size. Okay, size is probably useful. So remove f score when. That's not how you get size of. Here we go. When self dot. Hopefully that's how you do that in Python. Peak. I guess, sure. Peak. I have no idea if there's a Python built in. I wouldn't believe so. Is this okay? Wait, hold on. Enumerate the collection because he. See, this doesn't say it's implementing a Java collection itself, does it? Oh. Because if it was, then I'd have to think about implementing a Java or a Python something or other that's related to a collection. When in fact, some of these methods, they're more specific to the data structure. How are we doing on time?
Let's see, it is 6 minutes before the end.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So
And
I'm
you're doing
probably
great, so
I'm
don't
not
worry.
going to hit all of the functions here, but I'll get a few of them, a few more, and um, what did we want to try to hit some of this at? All right, this should be fairly easy to do. Oh, we already did that. At total order. Okay. And then person. So he needs an init, he needs an underscore EQ, Q, self, other. That makes sense. That's it.
Okay, and here is your 5-minute warning.
Oh, you know what? I just realized. Okay, so because extends comparable, I don't have to worry about. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. Okay, I have just realized that. Okay, I don't have to worry about this being comparable. So that's going to simplify things. Okay, thank you for the 5-minute warning. To have done things all the time. How about that? Okay, so we've got a few methods to go here. Let's see, I haven't ran Python projects out of here, but if name equals a name, let's test something here. Okay, how about all right. Let's see. Word EQ. Q. And then let's see, Q dot. I've forgotten how Python works, guys. Let's try. Let's try adding something here. Insert. That's the method I was looking for. Insert. 5. Q dot insert 6. Q dot insert 7. Q dot. What's he doing? Remove. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you could say that you want to do append and pop, but I'm going to say let's not. Python 3, you don't need to do this. You do this. Print q dot print q dot remove. I am very curious to see how this works. Save. And let's see, how does one run?
I'm allowed to say in the hamburger menu. Oh, you got it. Good. You have your own menu.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yep. All right. Okay. That did something, and I like to believe that it did what I wanted it to, but I actually only sort of understand the code here. So, right, self._ pen. It didn't blow up. That's the good news, and I'm proud of that thought. The peek method is just looking at the 0th item, so let's implement that very quickly before we run out of time. Turn self._heap. So then is empty. That just returns whether it's empty or not. Oop. Return len self._heap.
And that's it.
Okay.
But thank
Well,
you. You've been very brave. Um, I will now go back to my script and see the next part of this, which is we have a post-task questionnaire for you, which I'm about to paste into. Sorry, I'm talking rather than doing. Excuse me for a minute. I have now pasted the post-task questionnaire into the chat.
sure.
Oh, please save this file.
Okay. I think, hitting Command S seems. Is it Control S? I don't know. Well, it ran, so I assume it saved. And if you want to see me doing the task because it's in Firefox right now, let me open that up. Oh, and I just realized that my
Yes, I'd like to see it. You are exactly right. I'd like to watch you do the questionnaire in case you say interesting things while you're answering the questions.
How about that? Okay, so you can see me now.
Yes, you probably will. Yeah, I can. Thank you very much.
Participant ID, was I 24?
Good question. Let me check that. I believe you are, but this would be a very annoying mistake for me to make, so I just need to climb up to the top of the file. P24. Yes, thank you.
Okay. No AI. I think we said we're no AI.
Well,
That was.
no, you had a translation, so this was AI.
Oh, okay.
The AI just provides the translation, but it did that.
Okay.
You're
All right. Priority. I should have used it
exactly
more
right.
then. All right.
Well, that it was up to you. It's
Right.
entirely your call.
That's fair. Okay. Priority queue. Agree to privacy policy. Next.
Great.
Mentally demanding. This goes all the way up to what? 20. I don't have that many discrete levels of experience. This falls between designing something from scratch and reading through test case output. So goes to 15. Hurried or rushed. Well, I didn't hurry or rush myself, so and I didn't complete everything as well. So we're gonna kind of fall down the middle of the road. Successful. Um, I look back over here. I implemented what I believe is 1, 2, 3. See all these methods here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 7 out of 9. Go with a 14%. How hard did you have to work? So-so. So-so. Insecure. That's an interesting one. Irritated, stressed, and annoyed. I mean, this is kind of like a fun challenge for me, so not very much. I'll go with like a 5. Describe your overall approach. Copied message from Java in part. Say hand modifier. Syntax to be Python. Hand checked to make sure various Python language specific bugs were accounted for. Extent you feel like you understood the only a little, maybe somewhat. Spent to try to make syntax correct. Didn't think enough about the all right. Next, characterize the quality of the provided translation. I'm going to take a quick peek at that because I feel like if I had known what it was, I would have been a lot smarter. This does look like it's doing about the same thing. Oh, I didn't know that he was doing a pop here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Keepify. Okay. Insert, remove. All right. Good. Why? It does look like Python code and the differences between the functionality of Python and Java. I'm getting my capitalization different. Fix that. Makes me think harder about services realized. So generally, okay. Quality of translation, match your expectation. What could be produced? Oops. That's nice. It, I'll say it was better because it looks like somebody actually did it by hand, but didn't know what they were doing. But you know, I guess it's both better and what I would expect. Uh, like the surprising thing here is actually more along the lines of he's it seems like he's updating these comments. Uh, oh, he's what he's doing is he's removing the little Java doc at return kind of thing. See, I wouldn't have expected that. I would have expected him to leave it in, but okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll sit at met my expectations. The provided trans, yes, somewhat. Although I probably didn't use it as much as I should. Had errors. Actually, I'm curious because the things that I like, the gotchas that I hit are the kind of things. Okay, so he's using a double slash, and this is what I was trying to remember. See, I would have used that if I had remembered what that syntax was on the fly. Um, okay. Yeah, this is all very interesting. Mm, and I would like to believe I did something similar in my implementation. Ah, yeah, so I left the spacing in, and that's actually kind of advantageous because I can read what I'm doing. In the snake case, that's a little unexpected, but I guess because Python is more friendly with the snake case, or people are more friendly with snake case in Python, I could go either way. But I apparently implemented the same thing. I don't know that there were errors. I don't know. Do I feel that there were errors? Maybe. I don't know if a little falls under maybe. Help me complete the task. Well, because I went about this the way that I did, not so much. Understand the original Java code? Yes, somewhat. Taught something new about Python? Sure, sure. Um, Provided translations made your work task difficult versus easy. Um, it would have made my work a lot easier. Provided translations made the work slow versus fast. Um, yeah, probably some would have made the quality of my work better. Well, it seems to have achieved the quality that I had minus the white space there. Um, so I'll give it a +1. Um, I've had forgotten. Least useful seems to like compressing empty lines, which I would find much more useful in. Uh, enough translations. I mean, for what? For the methods that were there did seem to have gotten translated. Um, let's read through this here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, more or less. Huh. See, now this is, I see, I didn't even know if this is like a Java doc equivalent in Python. It'd be interesting to find out. I guess, this is where if I had could do like a help on it, right? If I go in Python 3 and I do priority QAI. Okay. Q equals priority QAI. That no, he doesn't know what that is. Dot okay. Dot priority Q. Was it that? Okay. Help Q. That looks good. And let's see, can I resize this? Yes, I can. Okay, so this just says colon return. So that's just plain text. Looks like it. It's still useful, probably.
I should
Yeah,
probably ask you to move back to the questionnaire in order to keep us on
that's fair.
schedule, because I don't want to
Sure, sure.
lose you at the end of the 2 hours without collecting all the data. I'm sorry to interrupt like that.
No, no, I was interested in
Yeah,
I got more interested in the AI thing now that I'm being asked these questions. Were the translations provided? I think yeah, that was good. Information. Um, tell me to use them. Uh, all right. Following work. Yes. AI supported code translation. Yes. Under time for yes. Working alone. Sure. Working on code that only I would use. That's a good one. Actually, I did translate some Python code, more or less translated to JavaScript for one personal project. So yeah, I would have a use for that. Um, Working on code that my team members or other people would use. Yes. Small team. Yes. Large team. Yes. I don't know. I'm not sure that I recognize how that would be different, but experimental and prototype code very much so, because you're gonna write it in one language and then you're gonna want to optimize it in a different language. Production code. This one would be well. This comes down to when the business asks you to do like a full rewrite of something in a different language, and um, only under those situations does it become extremely useful. Otherwise, maybe not so much. Um, Code is used for mission critical. Hmm. Um, Appropriate. This has to be taken with a grain of salt. I'll go slightly. Code's correctness is important. Um, Again, it would be a I'd say the AI could probably give you correctness and then also have somebody else go and do it themselves, and then you compare the two and find out where they did something different. So it would be appropriate, but with some caveat. You want to know what you're doing there. Don't just click it and go. Code's runtime and performance. Translating Java to Python is only moderately an improvement in very specific conditions, and a lot of times not an improvement. But on the other hand, doing a translation from, you know, Java to C sharp or C++, you might be able to see some improvements where compile time takes a good bit of that overhead out of it. Yeah, sure. Large code base to translate. Oh gosh. This is yes, I would go for that. Original code. Yeah, do it. Do it, right? Get the thing and then compare the two, see where things look different or where you don't understand the differences are, and you can find out all sorts of things about the original language. Code needs to be translated to language which I am unfamiliar with. This one I would be a little bit more hesitant. Just I don't know. I don't know if things are gonna work or not. One problem per that one's an interesting one. Okay. My first thought would be, well, the rarer the problems are, the more likely you're not going to find them, which is counterintuitive. But if somebody, I mean, maybe there's kind of a heap, there's like a certain place where it's like a optimum number of things that you need to fix. Of course, optimally zero things to fix. But if I had one fix in 100 lines of code, and I read 100 lines of code and said, "Oh, I need to fix something. Oh, let me go read the next 100 lines of code," and keep going, right? Then I'm actually going to pay attention to the code base. If there's one thing for every 10,000 lines of code, unless I'm doing extensive testing, I'm probably not going to find it. If there is a code base where there's already a large test base, now that seems like a great place where this does get useful. So I would say caveat, extremely useful, extremely useful, extremely useful, uh, very useful, slightly useful, not at all useful. Um, Oops, I missed the 10,000. With the caveat being that for these three, I would definitely say you want to have a test base. You want to have some way to know for sure. Like don't do the translation and then suddenly your tests are gone. Or suddenly you have no way to know whether you got it right or not. Because I'm not going to go read through 10,000 lines to find the one fix. Okay, that was my spiel. Feedback. Um, Looks interesting. All right.
Great, thank you. Now we have a break. I should read from my script just to be sure that I'm doing this right. Sorry. Script, where did you go? There it is. Oh, now we have a break. Okay. Maybe like 5 minutes break.
Okay.
I'll just leave the recorder running, but and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be back in a bit.
Great.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, great. I will get my other earbud back in. Now we're going to move to the I support. I lost my notes. I'll get back to my script, and here we are. In this task, you'll translate the tree data structure from Java to Python, and you'll do this without the AI support.
Okay.
And I need to be pasting this into the chat. So here we go. Come on, chat. You can do it. Oh, good. Okay.
Let's not do that. Copy. We do right click, copy link, paste link. How about that? Okay. Can you see this okay?
I can see it okay. And so in
Okay.
this case, please put your solution into the tree.py file.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if I need to say anything else to you. No, I need to say it's time to start the session. So I'm going to write down the time. Sorry, while I lean in. And you're ready to go. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I'll read through this again, glance through it again. See how many methods we have this time. One, get children. He's in the word. Oh, so he's got. Okay, okay. That's interesting. All right. Try, insert, find, delete, enumerate. Okay, good to know. Well, he's got lists, arrays, and hash maps. A hash map is sort of like a dictionary. However, sort of like a dictionary is like only sort of. um, but in some cases that's okay. Now, where is that being used? Hash map. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna get this internal class put in there. Oh, hello. Get out of here. Class. Code starts throwing in extra stuff. Try. Uh, Copy all of this stuff. Paste that. Tab over. Okay. Class tray node. And all right. Children equals new hash map. So this is a dictionary. Children is a dictionary. Is word is false. Okay, and these things are internal, private, whatever. Self dot underscore and children. And is word. Snake case, whatever. Thank you. Okay, next method. Hash map, get children, turn children. Get self Return self dot underscore jump. Is end of word. Oh, set. Okay, yep, for sure. Yeah. This would be where I'd say, yeah, this is probably almost good enough just as a like public thing that you could just get and set. But we'll pull the job away, despite knowing that this is gonna waste my time. Okay, so there's our subclass. And we got the root. Root is a node. Oh, cool. It just says constructor. Def self that private. I was probably a command thing I could switch between these. I wish I remember what that was, but I don't. So how about just place this off to the side. And we can close that. Yeah, this is where I'm remembering things that you can do to optimize the workflow. That was a good drink. Okay, nice seltzer water. Self dot underscore root equals tree. Okay, and we'll just say def insert self word. Not sure why the tabs are over by one. Ah. Oh, because they're outside. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Root for word to char array. Okay, let me get a terminal up real quick so I can test this. Nope, not that one. This one. Terminal. New terminal. This is too large of a terminal. Let's make it a small terminal. There we go. Hi. Python 3. And I do something like hello or oh, that's interesting. This one seems like a more complex thing in general than the previous one. Okay. Syntax, yeah. Yeah, this would be where it'd be very helpful to have a translation that already tells you what the syntax is. Ouch. Current equals root. Yes, char L in S. Okay, that's what I wanted. All right. L in word. Current equals current dot get children. Be careful. Do not break things. All right. Compute if. What is. Where is compute if absent? Is that one of our own methods? Is it's a Hapax legomenon. Um, Interesting. So what does compute if absent do? Um, oh, this is new Java syntax that I am not aware of. Current children is over here. It returns a hash map. Okay, hash map compute if absent. I probably could just get the documentation, but returns method returns the current value associated with a specific key or null if it's null. Oh, okay, that's okay. That was a complicated naming for something that does not need to be so complicated. Okay. Um, Sub children. Yep. 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 Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then he's gonna do sub L. Where is it? Here. L if L in current get children. Slightly less optimized probably, but still. And then else tree node. And then so this other guy is going to need to insert it. Okay. And then that else is not going to be so easy. So let's just break this out. If L in, yeah, this is a time waste, but it exists. Right. Thank you. Current equals um, I feel like I've done something wrong here. No, that's fine. All right, let's just break this out even further. Child equals our children, and then children equals children. I'll have to try it to see if that works at some point. And then he does something else. Current set word. Current dot set end of Sounds like a very space inefficient thing. End of word to fruit. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, so that was that method. That took longer than I would have liked. How are we doing on time?
Let's see. I think you've been going for about 14 minutes.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Checking that now just to be sure. Yeah, 14 minutes.
Okay. Um, yeah, Python chart at ch equals subplot. Node equals. I think I'm doing this less efficiently this time, but I think more code needs to change. Target children is fine. I think all of this is fine. Let's hope. Tree node has, oh, children is a dictionary. So actually we don't even need a get. We can just do that. Okay. Um, if node equals no, return false. Current equals no. Turn dot is end of. Where did I go with that? That one is easier. Okay. Oh, that's a recursive one. I found out recursion is very inefficient in Python. Delete dot. And this one, he actually allows it to, okay. Self dot underscore root, comma, word, comma, 0. Okay.
A moment ago, you said in this one, he actually allows it to, but then I didn't catch what he allowed it to.
Oh,
If
I'm
it's not
trying to
important,
remember what I
oh,
said myself.
and don't worry about it. I wasn't sure if I
uh,
missed something. It's okay.
yeah, no, I probably, yeah, my train of thought suddenly found a dead end, and that's why I trailed off.
Okay, let it trail off, and please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Now this could almost be a static method. Honestly, this should have been a static method. Boop. Okay. Let's try what that does. I bet I don't get to those methods. If index to current, okay, current, if not current, not current, and a word, cool. Turn, let's actually annoys me more that by the time I've typed out the little guy in this is a VS Code problem, but by the time I've typed it out, he gives me the autocorrect, so I have to hit enter twice. Bothers me to no end. Okay, current dot set and word this false, and then return current dot get children dot. That's current dot get children. Yeah. Okay. Um. Sub index. And he's probably could have copied that. If node is parentheses, Java is starting to creep over into the Python. No surprises there. This is a real long. I would not name my variable that long, but I don't care. Self dot delete turned index plus one. That and not node is and okay. I'm just going to trust that this is an implementation that works. If should. Why? Okay. Why would you even set it if you're just immediately putting it in there? I could just do if this and I'll just evaluate it immediately. Current dot children. All right, what was the date? Thank you. Oh, that's right. Delete. It's just something like delete. I don't like. Wait, where's my terminal? Where's my? Did I delete my terminal? Rip. Can't delete that. What was the syntax there? Yeah, this is where it would be very helpful to know how I can do that. Help. Uppercase delete? No. Tell I know. That's not it. Nope. All right, here's where we go out and dictionary delete if I can't type.
And I should say 5-minute warning.
I figured. Pop. Oh, it's Dell. That's the word I was missing. Dell. Yep. Yep. Okay. I have learned. Thank you. Okay, where did we leave off? Try to get to the end of this method and see if we can add a word and not blow up. We're not going to get to Inori, I don't think. Delete. Return current dot get children all right, well, that was fun. Let's try something. T dot. Don't know why it doesn't give me methods here. That's not useful. Insert. T dot insert. T dot insert. How about that? T dot find T dot delete. It's delete, not remove. He's deleting. Okay. We want to print a lot of this stuff. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, well, here goes. Actually, inserts don't do inserts. Yeah, inserts don't do anything. Oh well, let's get a bunch of nuns. That's fine. Oh, is that? All right, run it. Oh, there was a semicolon somewhere. How's about that? Is an two. I did this much more poorly this time. I'm not even sure why. Tree. No. It doesn't. Did I not create it? Self dot underscore root.
And we are at time.
Huh. All right.
Sorry, I know I'm interrupting you in the middle of solving a problem. So, but to make everything comparable, we have to stop at this moment. So sorry. I'm going to paste another link into the chat. Come on, chat, you can do it. And here it is. This is another questionnaire or survey.
Copy link. Paste link. The code is boring.
Yes, you're still P24. Exactly right. Thank you.
um, hmm. Kinds of AI support would you desire for working with code? Oh, this one's an interesting one. AI kind of thoughts. There's a lot of things you could call AI. I had some ideas in my mind, and now they seem to have escaped. I'll think about that one. Yeah, I want to come back to that question. uh, sure. That one's a good question. Do I know if I've used AI or machine learning algorithms as part of my work? I mean, maybe I have and I just didn't know about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt you because of an experimenter error. I
Okay.
gave you the wrong questionnaire. So
Oh,
please,
oops.
can I ask that you close this one? We'll come back to it in a few minutes.
Sure.
I'm really sorry. Here's the right questionnaire. I'm not doing this very well today. I'm really sorry.
No, no, no worries. Gives me more time to think about that question.
Okay, it's nice of you to find a good part of this.
Oh, did you already post a second question?
Pardon?
Did you already posted the second question?
Yes, I did. I put the correct link in this time, I hope.
Okay.
Now, post task looks like what we were doing before. Oh,
This.
no, post task is correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think this is correct because I would have
It
had
is
to
correct.
do
I'm
the same
just being
questions.
incompetent.
Yeah, it's
Being
fine.
completely incompetent. I
I feel this
apologize.
way sometimes. All right, let's try this again. Mentally demanding felt more like teen rushed. Definitely felt rushed towards the end. Successful, not as much. I didn't get working code. Put like an 8. Hard. Did I have to work to accomplish my level of performance? I mean, I tried to work about the same level of hardness. Which I'm not sure if I remember what that was. Um, a little bit more, I would say. It's like a, huh, it's a warbler sign. All right. Um, overall approach. How I allocated my time. Um, da, 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 da. Job implementation of the data structure. Um, somewhat. I started understanding stuff a bit as I'm going. Um, this and this class methods uh, to to understand. Is there any other feedback about your experience on this task? Um, this task feels like a more difficult piece of code to translate. Um, maybe code overall or complex lines of no, 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 no. Keep the other one called priority queue.
Right.
There we go. All right.
Perfect. Thank you. Now I'm posting the correct link finally for the post study
Sure.
questionnaire. Again, I'm embarrassed and I apologize for making the mistake with that earlier.
No worries. And I just opened it in the wrong window. Copy link. In a new tab, paste link.
Still P24?
Yep. And experience. Support felt easier, although I also felt like the code itself was more straight to translate. I also felt underused that translation, although places so it's looking beyond code translation, what other kinds of AI support would you desire? I still haven't gotten question thinking about this. Still trying to think about what my answer was going to be for this. Yeah, this one, there is definitely some stuff here that I think would be very interesting to learn to know. I almost want to like sleep on this question, but I know I don't have time to do that. I'll just answer. AI and machine learning algorithms as part of your work. What do you define as AI? Because
This one I can't help you with. You'll just have to use your definition of AI.
that I mean, I could claim that an if statement is AI,
I
but
understand.
the I mean, the optimized things here would be like tools that autocomplete stuff, tools that I have written myself that, do various deployment, kind of continuous deployment type things. Um, Build tools. I wouldn't claim that they're quote AI necessarily, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Go with no for now.
Okay,
Not
thanks.
no being not that I know of, and
Thank you.
under a stricter definition of AI. And that may not be correct. Like for example, it might be that somewhere in Knowledge Center they have some AI embedded and it's been feeding me documentation that I just didn't know about.
I do understand. Thanks for explaining that. I've written it down so that'll help us to make sense of your answer later. That's great.
Right. Okay. Have I performed code translation tasks in my work? Yes. Over a year ago now, I believe. Some code to act as a server for a Slack bot in Python and decided I would JS instead. And it was more optimized for being a production. All right, sure. Working address, Christopher.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, oh, this is fun.
So now I'll go to the remainder of the protocol, which is very simple. Let's see, I'm supposed to tell you a few things. Lots of AI models are being developed in order to, well, to support software engineering and coding, like translation, generating documentation for code, converting natural language into code. But we don't know how useful these things are for software engineers, which is why we're doing this study. Um, and so, so eventually we want to be able to answer questions like, do the AI produced code translations make people's work easier or faster? How good does the translation need to be for it to be useful? You didn't
Right.
look very much at the translation, and that is not a reproach, because you may have decided that you knew what you were doing and just wanted to plow ahead. We have provided people with translations that actually weren't terribly good, and so it's been interesting to us to find out. We don't yet know where the threshold of not very good is.
Right.
People have said something's better than nothing, but of course, something horrible is probably not. Um, so that's kind of what we're doing in this study. Is there anything else you wanted to say, either comments, questions, or denunciations?
Um, oh, it was fun, and I have learned a bit about some interesting things here. Um, and of course, if there was ever an opportunity for us to not have to write code in PLX, I don't know if you're aware of PLX.
I know.
It's
So I don't actually do software engineering, so I
That's
don't know
that's
the
fair.
terms.
That's fair. It's a proprietary IBM language that is an extension of PL1, which
Got
I
it.
think dates back to, I'm not sure, the 60s or something.
Yeah.
Um, and the syntax has only come slightly far since
Yeah. I see. That's
then.
painful.
But as people in the software development in, Z OS, it's kind of something that you have to learn. I don't tend to end up using it so much because I've kind of nabbed myself the role of being the automator in the group.
Hmm.
Um, and this has kind of been a big industry, or well, it should be a big industry, is converting us from being a very, every user knows how to build their own stuff and does all these manual tasks to I can check something into GitHub and it will automatically build for me. It will be the place where I want it to be. And, in some cases, it will run all the test cases I need it to. And doing
Wouldn't that
that
be nice?
for PLX code is a lot more interesting than doing that for like say Python or
Mhm.
C or Java. uh, we have something, and I am making great strides to trying to improve that. And maybe if there was some AI driven way to figure out how to design a continuous integration or continuous delivery pipeline, that would be a very curious thing, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in it.
Yeah, that would be
But
nice.
that takes a lot more designing on my part than I realized, for
Hmm.
sure, because everyone's got their ask on the team. and everyone wants things to be, exactly the way they want it to be.
We are humans. It's true. Okay, well, I will tell the boss guy to send you the 250 blue points as thank you so much for your participation. Your insights have been terrific. I've really appreciated your and
Mhm.
and we'll be in touch if we have and we'll be in touch if the next time we want to do this and see if you're interested.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Thank you,
Great,
Michael.
thank you, Chris. Okay,
Mhm.
take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.